Hey everyone, I'm Melissa. I'm over here at Dragon Man Shooting Range on my own private range, and for the rifle drill of the week, I'm actually just going to talk about some mag changes. So to start off, you should always learn just how to, learn the basics of your firearm, handle your firearm well, and understand how to do a quick, swift mag change efficiently if your life depended on it. So essentially, I do have an AR platform here, and it is mine. That's why it's a little pink. But essentially, I'm going to go over 5 different ways to do a mag change, so 5 different strategies. Some of them, highly recommended. Others, you can do that strategy if you would like to, but you definitely don't have to. A couple of things that you always want to do, though, first, when you're shooting your AR is essentially no matter what magazine strategy that you take, and whether you start from low ready or high ready or from the table, you're going to essentially keep the safety on until you get it up to ready position, and then you're going to bring that safety off, go ahead and fire. When you're done firing, bring that safety back on. Mine is nice, it is ambidextrous, so I'm able to kind of do it on both sides if I want to. But you should definitely be practicing this. What you're doing is you're just essentially building up good habits, good gross motor skills. Okay, so couple of strategies. The first one that I'm going to talk about is probably the easiest one that you've probably seen most people do, which is essentially just quickly exiting the magazine out of the mag well, bringing up that next magazine, putting it in without even turning the rifle. So keeping it into ready position, straight down range, getting that new magazine in, and getting right back on target. So essentially what that one looks like, you have your first magazine in. I usually have my magazine in my pocket or on my table. If you want to wear some sort of a rig or belt or whatever you want to use, you feel free to, but in my opinion, when you're at home, you're only you're not going to be wearing that stuff. You're just going to be grabbing your magazines from probably either your nightstand or your table, wherever you have your extra magazines. So away from me is usually where I bring my rounds away from me, so my magazines are reverted. If that doesn't work for you, you can bring them the other way, but essentially that is what I like to do. So bring it down to low ready or high ready, bring it up, safety comes off, fire the rounds, go ahead, and as you're going for this extra magazine, you're already releasing that mag, bringing that one right back up. You can use your thumb or your palm. I do recommend using your thumb, probably be a little bit quicker, and then get right back in a position. When you're done, take that safety and put that back on, and then bring down again to low ready. So that is going to be the first strategy, quickest, but in my opinion, a lot of people have, especially when you're starting to, trying this out, you essentially get caught up on that mag placement with that mag well. So you bring it down, and then people are kind of doing something like this, and you're kind of wasting time because you're just trying to do it really quickly, and you're actually kind of setting yourself up for failure a little bit when you do it like that, and you rush yourself. The next strategy that I'm going to talk about is probably not one that I want to recommend, that most people don't want to recommend. However, there is a positive benefit to it. So essentially, you're bringing the firearm up, taking it off safety, go ahead and fire, and then on that mag reload, you're actually turning it to the right-hand side. And it's called the flicker because you're flicking the magazine out. The reason why they teach this, though, I believe in some sort of like combat training, but it's also good to use if you're just checking to see why your round didn't go off and if there's a malfunction in the chamber. So you can essentially sort of look at that, diagnose what's going on, and then, if you just need to, it's just kind of like a double feed or a stovepipe, something like that, you can just exit that magazine, hopefully the round comes out. There can be a whole nother video on diagnosing malfunctions, so we're not going to get into that right now, but essentially what you're doing is you're turning to the right hand side, you're checking to see if there's some sort of a jam, and then you're going to flip that magazine out. Ideally, as you're flipping it, you're already going for your next magazine, bringing it right back in, sending that bolt forward, getting back on target, firing off, and then bringing that safety select switch back on. All right, so that is called the flicker. If you want to do that, I've seen a lot of people do that, so why I talk about that, because you've probably seen it happen. The Third strategy that I personally prefer, gives you a little bit more of an idea as to where your magazine's going, especially when you're just starting out, you're learning how to do mag changes and you haven't really built up the muscle memory yet. You're essentially going to be getting this ready, bringing it up into ready position, taking that safety on off, and then firing off your rounds, taking that magazine out, but you're turning it at an angle so that you can directly see where your next magazine is going to go, and you can have an idea as to where that alignment is. So you can bring that down, turn it, bring that magazine back in, and then get back into position. I think this allows for people who haven't exactly built up the muscle memory for just this kind of stuff, just going up and down with it. It gives them a little bit more of an idea as to how to efficiently, maybe not as quickly, but if you're going to get caught up on your mag placement anyways, then you're actually saving time in the long run. So just turning it a little bit and getting them out of there. The fourth strategy is essentially called the V-shaped mag change. So maybe you've heard of this, maybe not. But how the V-shaped mag change works is you have this in, low ready, bring it up, safety off. That was on. Okay, bring it up, safety off. Fire off your rounds. Go ahead and grab your next mag, and then with your index finger in between the mag, with your next mag and your current mag, you go ahead and take that out, bring in the new one, and then if you don't want to get your mags dirty or something, you can go ahead and put it back in your pocket, put it back on your table. If you're in a hurry, you don't have time for any of that, and then get back in position and finish firing off, putting that safety back on, bringing it back down to low ready. All right, so that's the V-shape mag change. The last one I'm going to talk about is called the L-shape mag change. So essentially, and again, pick the one that you're most comfortable with. Pick the one that you want to practice. Maybe try 3 of them. Have like 3 of them under your belt, just in case the first one you kind of blouse up on, or for whatever reason it's not working for you that day. Have another one that you can fall back on. All right, so the L-shaped essentially works like this: low ready or high ready. Bring it up, safety off, fire, and then when you go ahead and do your mag changes, grab the magazine, and essentially it's called the L-shape method because the magazines are giving off an L-shape letter. Then you go ahead and take this out with your index finger, the mag release, turn it, bring up that new magazine, and you can put that one back in your pocket or wherever you would like it to be. And then you can get back on target. I'm not sure if I mentioned it just now, but essentially you bring this in, take that out, bring the new one in, release the bolt before you bring that magazine back. So it should ideally look again. So you're shooting, take that out, okay, bolt release forward, and go ahead and get back in a position, safety back on, back in a low ready or high ready position. So those are the mag change strategies that I would encourage you guys to practice. Some of them maybe you don't like, maybe you're like, no, I'm not going to do that one. Other ones, it's going to be a good one for you. But even if you default to one, definitely work on a couple of other ones to just have under your belt. You can fire off 1 round through each mag. You can increase it up to 2 rounds through each mag, 3 rounds through each mag change 3 rounds, mag change 3 rounds, and so forth. So however much ammo you have that day, I like this drill because you can just augment it to, fit your ammo needs as to however much ammo you have that day and how much you are willing to spend on ammo. But those are going to be the 5 main drills. So the quick and dirty, the flicker, the sort of methodical angled mag change, which personally is my favorite, the V-shaped strategy, and then last, the L-shaped strategy. So, all right, go ahead and practice. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate them for you guys, and hopefully, you just get better and better. Thanks for watching.